What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. It's been a while since we checked in on some of the woke lunatics left in the games journalism space. There has been one particular bottom feeder, in my opinion, who has been desperately trying to become the new Anita Sarkeesian long after anyone ever cared about Anita Sarkeesian. And her name is Alyssa Mercanti, most well known for challenging other women to physical fights who make fun of her and then immediately backing down like she did with Vera Dark. Most well known for getting completely dunked on, for bragging about how she used to do that adult work and it was just so empowering. Now she writes for what is probably the last year of Kotaku, one of the last writers. She is desperate to stay relevant. So there was a little back and forth where this individual had her kind of her Frosk moment. She's like Timu Frosk, where she was, real smug and acting real tough, and all the beta soy males around her were gassing her up. So now she's suing a YouTuber who is making fun of her, and it's immediately backfired. Let's get into the story. Huge shout out, by the way, to Meta PCs. There's still time for Christmas if you want to get your Meta PCs. Promo code Quartering. It's the only computer I use. It's the only computer I've used for several years. I put together kind of a good, better, best list, but you can completely build from the ground up. They have laptops, cases, they have financing, they have ready to ship PCs, anything you can need. Promo code Quartering. And you'll actually save money too. Link in the description below. So here we have this individual. Let's see. Apparently, she's suing somebody because she feels unsafe. Apparently. Mercanti, known as a staunch defender of Kim Blair's narrative design firm, Sweet Baby Inc., managed to reference Sweet Baby Inc. in the lawsuit filing itself. In 2024, a small Montreal-based narrative development and consulting company, Sweet Baby Inc., found itself at the center of a fresh controversy, incorrectly accused by Gamergate enthusiasts of forcibly inserting gender or ethnic minority characters into the game. Well, that's just a fact. Otherwise, tweaking its narrative presentation to favor a general liberal bent. I mean, that's just obvious. Mercanti's legal team also detailed the history of Gamergate controversies from 2018. That means a U.S. judge will have to take time out of their day to review Gamergate. Quote, the lawsuit itself is a blatant attempt to silence my work covering the gaming industry and a clear scream of jealousy over my success in coverage of it. This is from the person who's getting sued. Among her claims, Mercanti also claims I defamed her by stating she sucks D words for money, accusing me of making factually false statements with actual malice. That's what she's suing for. But she actually tweeted that she did do that. I sucked whatever. Her lawyers argue that this statement constitutes defamation per se in New York law, as it impugns her chastity and implies criminal activity. They also attribute her alleged damages, including harm to her professional reputation, loss of economic opportunities, which they would have to prove, and mental anguish for my coverage. Her own Twitter account tweeted out that she did that. She filleted men to get in the gaming industry. Now, obviously, she's probably being sarcastic here, but him also being sarcastic, it doesn't work. She alleges that I targeted her based on her race. Isn't she white? Her gender, age, and orientation. The lawsuit also asserts that I engage in tortious interference with her employment, claiming my commentary and promotion of other critiques had somehow directly led to her job loss and contract buyout. The contract buyout detail appeared to contradict her previous public statement. So, again, now what gets funny here is now she's gone back and tried to delete all this stuff, which is actually a crime. So it's great. It's instantly backfiring. Here's the tweet. Work news. After exactly 2 years, I've decided to leave Kotaku As my role as senior editor, I'm eternally grateful for Kotaku's editorial board or team and all those that taught me there during my time and are some of the best in the business. And I will forever be proud to have shared a masthead with them. They continuously fight to maintain their editorial pillars that make Kotaku great and hold on to their journalistic integrity, haha. In the face of increasing pressure to compromise that, it's been a long few months during which I've learned a lot about myself, the value as both a woman and a writer. This is the right decision for me. She left under her own volition. She left. And also, you see, the decision was made before the layoffs, but now I'm even more glad I made it. So she contradicts herself in her own lawsuit from her own social media points. She is going to lose this lawsuit bigly. Bigly. Like massively bigly. She's losing this lawsuit. As direct and proximate result of Tarzia's unlawful harassment, Alyssa Mercanti lost her job and had her contract bought out by her now former employer, the lawsuit read on page 47. Well, now Ron Coleman, friend of the show, shout out Ron Coleman, has been retained to fight this lawsuit. And what's hilarious is you see Coleman's response to the cease and desist letter was resolute. We will not rebut your assertions by point. None of your statements are attributed to the person you're suing, and Section 1 of your letter is defamatory under New York and California law because they're either true or they are protected opinion or polemic. Additionally, your speculation as to what the YouTuber knew, what motivated any comments that they may have made, and the financial operation of the YouTuber's social media are incorrect and baseless. He continued, for these reasons and many other, your assertion that Ms. Mercanti would prevail if this matter were taken to court is not only unfounded, but a transparently empty threat. In fact, you are as doubtlessly aware, if these claims were litigated in either New York or California, they would not only be dismissed, but it is your client who would be exposed to potential liability under the anti-SLAPP laws in both states. Your demands in sum are rejected. There will be no apologies or retractions from the YouTuber to your client. There will be no further personal, ethical, or career advice, much less veiled references to our client's family, which are not well taken, from your office to the YouTuber. All further correspondence communications concerning this matter are to be addressed to me. That's Ron Coleman. Yeah, not a good look. The YouTuber ended up, of course, making a GoFundMe, which raised $50,000 in a couple of days. This will undoubtedly be more than enough to blow this case out of the water. You know, again, page 54 of the lawsuit, filled with lies and more false assumptions, accuses me of some ludicrous claims like stochastic terror, defamation, bias-related violence and intimidation, intentionally inflicted emotional distress, and tortious interference. These claims are not only legally frivolous, but also clearly designed to smear me and force me into silence. That's what they're doing. That's what this individual did, is they are filing this lawsuit in an attempt, pathetically, to, I don't know, get him to stop covering it. That's what it looks like to me. You know, that's what, at least in my opinion. So after raising $50,000, suddenly Alyssa Mercanti started deleting tweets. Alyssa Mercanti, this is her backing down from the fight she challenged Vera Dark to. People are asking what happens when a litigant destroys social media evidence, and yes, it's what you think. So what's happened is Alyssa is deleting tweets where she admits to doing prostitution while claiming in her lawsuit that the YouTuber defamed her by stating that she used to be a prostitute. Here are the now deleted tweets where the YouTuber reasonably could have assumed to be truthful information from the journalist herself. Alyssa is seeking damages for the loss of her job at Kotaku and more. Here is the lawsuit, right? Saying that she used to be a prostitute and she did this, but she did do that. There's her tweet. And she's also talked about Happy International Horse Day. I used to be a cam girl. Prostitution work is real work. Oh God, if I ever get fired, I'm going to go back to bartending and prostitution work. F this industry. So multiple tweets admitting to doing this work, deleting evidence once this lawsuit is filed is a crime. We can look at Ron Coleman's tweet. All of the aforementioned cases involve social media evidence that played or could have played a key role in the case were it not for the fact that the evidence was either intentionally deleted, not preserved in a proper timely manner, or both. In most, there were significant penalties applied as a result of failure to preserve. The law is clear that attorneys bringing or defending claims in litigation must appropriately supervise the preservation of evidence. Exposure to sanctions or tort claims for the loss of relevant data, documents, or physical evidence can be substantial. I mean, think twice before you delete. How, quote, cleaning up your social media during pending litigation can clean out your bank account. She's going to end up suffering mightily over this lawsuit. She's going to, I'm sure whatever lawyer did this is probably doing it pro bono. Maybe it's her friend, or maybe it's somebody looking for some sort of exchange. But she could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars for deleting this stuff. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for deleting this stuff. She is definitely caught red-handed. What caught my eye was steer clear of screenshot sections. You know, again, the screenshots, that's why you archive everything. You always archive everything. You know, oh God, Alyssa's going to learn hard. She's going to get countersued. And rightfully so. Absolutely love to see it. Good luck to YouTuber JT on this lawsuit. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.